Hello everyone, I'm Destiny and I'll be covering this week's My Hero Academia spoilers for chapter 324. I'll be reading the unofficial translations. So let's get started. The chapter is titled A Teenager's Request. The world here is exclusively masculine, so it could also be a young boy's request. The first page shows Small Choco smiling as she looks at a man cheering with the narration box saying, "I loved seeing other people's happy faces." People seem to finally realize how Deku looks, saying that he seems to be weakened and tired. The giant woman starts talking about how he saved her, and then immediately left to continue fighting. A man continues questioning, asking if what they are asking for the civilians to also get covered in mud and blood. Uraraka says that they don't, that they just need to give Deku the time he needs to rest and clean up. The students are impressed as they watch Ochako. Edith tells Deku that right now she is fighting to protect everyone's smile, including his. Deku begins to cry and shouts, "Uraraka!" She continues her speech, saying that they can't do anything to calm the civilians down, because the heroes themselves are also scared, and that's why they are just like everyone else. In the narration, she wonders once again who will save the heroes who are in pain. We see panels showing many heroes, including Aizawa, who is still in the hospital. She asks the civilians to help them go through these difficult times so that they can all smile together once again. At this moment, she remembers Toga crying and hesitates for a second, but then continues, asking the civilians to stay by Deku's side while he rests. She says that he's trying to carry the burden all of his power by himself, but he still needs to learn many things because deep down, he is just a high school student. Deku falls to his knees while crying as he remembers the first time he met Uraraka at the UA entrance exam. Man, that felt like such a long time ago. Double page, Uraraka yells, "Let him stay here, at the Hero Academy." At the same time, there's a narration from Deku. He says that this is the story of how he became the greatest hero, and also, the director recalls a speech about lack of understanding and intolerance, and how sometimes it only takes one step for people to understand each other. The giant woman and Kota start running, and we see a mini flashback of Kota choosing his red sneakers. The narration continues, and also, this is the story of how we all became the greatest hero. Deku is on the ground crying as Kota and the giant woman are reaching out to him. End of chapter. I like the idea of this togetherness theme that Horikoshi is implementing into his story. Like how he said this is how we all became the greatest hero. I know it's contradicting to the main point of the story of how Izuku is becoming the greatest hero, but he really needs this right now. Like, for so long, the story was all about Izuku achieving his dream. In the current arc, it really feels like he is alone and he has to shoulder this burden by himself. But the message in this chapter and the previous chapter is that it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay for people to help you. And I think that's really important. Izuku is clearly burnt out from trying to help out everyone that he lost himself in the way. And I think this is just important in real life too. Like, when you're burnt out, you need to take a break and you need people to help you and remind you that you need to take a break. Another thing is that I love how Uraraka is being a beacon of light right now, and she's really being supportive, just like how Horikoshi said she would in the spoilers. But Deku is surrounded by people like Uraraka, and I'm glad she is refusing to go without Deku. Not only because she loves and cares for him, but as a supportive friend that has his back. And all of Class 1A. But most of them aren't really rounded out that much for me to care. But basically, I really like Uraraka's character right now, even though I didn't really pay much attention to her before. But my favorite line from her right now is, "Who will save heroes when they're in trouble or when they're in pain?" I also like how in this chapter his efforts of heroism are worthwhile because the chapter shows at the end how he really changed Koda's life and the tall lady for the better. So it feels like all his effort was worth it, and that's good that his hero rampage wasn't for nothing. That he was actually making a difference in people's lives in this dark time in their world. I just think he needs that to keep on moving. He needs the results, the positive results to keep on moving. And also a bath, but we don't talk about that.